The proliferation of social media and an ever-increasing competitive environment has created an opportunity for post-secondary institutions to use social media to engage and recruit students. Millennials represent one of the largest growing demographics that increasingly use social media to explore post-secondary options. There is, however, a gap between current post-secondary institutions' social media practice and what millennials want and expect. Although there is a great deal of extant research on effective use of social media to engage millennials, very little is tied to research-supported best practices that post-secondary institutions could adopt to engage millennials seeking education opportunities. So how likely is a post-secondary institution's social media recruitment strategy to be successful in engaging millennials who are seeking education opportunities? To answer this question, the mixed method approach was used that focused on a particular post-secondary institution, and how likely its current social media recruitment strategy was successful in engaging millennials seeking education opportunities. Identifying evidence-based research on millennials' social engagement best practices through the literature was central to answering this research question. It laid the foundation for the coding schema, identifying the best practice variables proven to engage millennials, which guided the qualitative and quantitative analysis of the post-secondary institution's social media data to determine the frequency and distribution of these variables across the institution's social media platforms. These best practices, identified in the literature, included the use of rhetoric, themes, platforms, posting frequency, and visual content. By revealing the institution's current social media practices against these research-supported ones allowed for a clear examination of how they stacked up against industry best practices. Results indicated that the institution posted inconsistently, used minimal engaging visual content with a preference for older platforms, specifically Facebook, with most posts having a message consisting of tones and themes not tailored to a millennial audience. Although most of the findings were in conflict with research-supported best practices, the study can be a guide for future post-secondary institutions to develop more effective practices to engage and recruit millennials.